أول حاجة إن شاء الله غادي تيليشارجيو ووردبريس. غادي تيليشارجيو الوردبريس هذا غادي نديرو. هاهي تيليشارجات. هاهي تيليشارجات أسيدي. هي هادي غادي نمشيو للغاب. غادي نكريو فشي دوسي نسميوه أسيدي.
So, all right, guys. Very good morning. Good morning. So, welcome you again in this expertise training on the container, right? And if I say container, normally the standard tool for the container technology is the Docker, right? So, welcome you guys again in this training, and we are. Have taken some initiative under the IIC community with the name called Rise, and this is the first edition that's called Rise 1.0, right? And we are doing lots of free of course training to groom the engineering student plus some of the technology for the professionals, right? So they can leverage these things in the right way to solve your use cases in the industry, right? So one of the tool that we picked to train you guys from very basics to zero, from zero to almost all the expertise level, whatever the features they are available and they have from till the advanced one, right? And that is not only my motto. My motto is very clear. If you know the internals and how the thing has been constructed, my goal is to pick you guys and and slowly we move how to create the tool something like this if you know the internal things, right? So that is the whole and soul motto. So let's jump directly with the Docker. So I have lots of plan today. Maybe today lecture might go a little bit longer, right? Typically the duration per day, that's on weekend we do, would be from 3 hour to 4 hour. Maybe there would be chances because there are lots of things I have planned as a today agenda to complete, so it might go a little bit longer. So if it's go a little bit longer, then we might do two break in between. All right, let's see how the thing flow, right? So I have lots of plan today. I don't want to further west on discussing the topics that we are going to discuss today, but there's a lot of smallest topic that we are going to pick. But one of the important one, I believe, that is very interesting and very important, because very rare I've seen, all right, on this planet, those who already know Docker a lot, right? They don't know why Docker is fast, right? Why in 1 second or one click your complete OS been launched. So very rarely, even though I've seen lots of expertise in the market, right, who say they know Docker, but if you ask this question to those guys, why Docker are super fast, right? What is the core behind it? So they have the answer, but I don't see the right or the relevant answer whatever they are giving, right? So I have a detailed description, detailed understanding that I show you to go inside the Docker, inside our operating system, and to show you, right, why Docker are fast, right? So this is one of the great topic I would like to discuss today, and you will be very surprised because why is fast. You will going to learn some more new concepts about your operating system, especially the Linux operating system and the kernel, right? So we'll discuss today. This is one of the things I will explain you with some hands-on practical today. So what I'm doing again, I'm launching my operating system.
Roots.
Okay, so we use base operating system as Red Hat, and on the top of Red Hat, you can we have installed Docker, and it was working
Movie.
very fine. So till the time my OS boot up, let me faster recap what we have done in the last two sessions that has been completed successfully, right? So we has discussed very basic core about the Docker. Even though whatever we discussed, it was absolutely
Remove DevOps
practical or
switch.
absolutely
First remove
hands-on we have done. But idea is pretty simple. From the Docker as a tool, it is a software, right?
shortcut.
We can create or launch a operating system, or you can use one more word. We can create an environment. Okay, for environment for what, right? So either you say the environment always is the same thing, right? We want an environment or we want an operating system so that we can launch our own program or we can run or execute our own program. Because if you want to run a program or execute a program, you want an environment or an operating system. Okay, so now the things that matters is how quicker, how faster you launch your environment. Okay, more faster you launch with minimum RAM and CPU launch, right? Faster you can run your program or execute your program, and faster you execute your program, faster you can provide a services to your users or a client. Okay, if client maybe you, right, or maybe you have your own client, right? So this is one base core concept we are discussing from the first day. And the program that we launched in the last example, right, it would be anything, but program that we launched was web server. Okay, so we launched the operating system, right, or the environment from image called CentOS. Because if you want to launch any OS, you require operating system image. Here this image is known as Docker image, and we pick this image, or we pull this image from the Docker hub. It is a public repo or public registry, right, where you can go and download the image. But today or maybe in the next class, I'll show you how to create your own repository that's called private repository that will work like a Docker hub. And we also gonna create this one in maybe today class and maybe in the next class, right? So this is one thing we have done. So from this image or Docker image, we launch our environment, and on the environment we have launched a web server. Okay, and after web server launch, obviously we can ask our client they can connect to a web server. So this is one very basic example we have done, but idea is pretty simple. Okay, um, whatever the tool or technology you guys worked on, right? If you want to run a program database, if you want to run a program for searching some document, something like this, Elasticsearch for example, ELK, or you want to do some log analysis, maybe Splunk, or you want to launch some app server like Tomcat or JBoss, right? So whatever tool you guys work on, maybe you are a programmer, you want to launch Python or the Java. So again, you can run your program inside this OS. So which of any of the field you guys belongs to, right? You can use Docker tool or Docker engine, because the system, this is my Red Hat system that we used. In the top of our system, if you launch the Docker, and on the top of the Docker we can launch multiple OS, and inside these OS in the Docker are known as container, and we launched this OS from the Docker image. Okay, so so the OS where on the OS that we use to launch the Docker are known as Docker host. So this I'm just guys doing recapping these things we already done. Just faster I'm doing recap whatever the terms we'll understand. And on the top of the Red Hat we launched the Docker program. This program is known as Docker engine. So we launched the engine or the Docker services, you can say. We launched the Docker services, and on the top of Docker services, we launched this OS or the environment or the container. Okay, and so that is your choice. Now You want to use this OS container for database, for mail services, for ELK, for Negeways, right? Whatever the case would be, you can do it. You should know how to set up the databases, right? Otherwise, giving the environment is quicker, right? That's the job of Docker, right? But that is not a job of Docker to configure the web server, and that is not a job of Docker to configure the database. You should know how to configure database. You should know how to write a program in Python, how to run it. Docker job is to just give you the environment. That's all. Yeah. But yeah, we can do one more thing, right? Because you have the environment, but inside the environment you launch the web server, for example, right? And if you have a requirement, you want to set up the same web server again and again, right? So what can you do? Whatever you have configured on the top of this environment, okay, you can create a copy of this. You can create a copy of this using a command called commit, and it become your new own custom image. And what this image content or content, this base CentOS OS plus whatever the things you have changed. Okay, it means this image contain your complete setup, whatever you have done. Okay, so, and if you image been created, now from this image you can launch multiple OS. Again, because we launching the OS from the Docker, it launched within a second. But this new OS contain your base operating system like CentOS plus what are the things web server you have changed. Okay, so this is a way to create your image. Even though there's two way to create the image, one using the commit and one using some kind of small programming in the Docker, that's called Docker file. So today we will discuss how to use the Docker file. That is the recommended way. So guys, this is the high level recap, or the revision of whatever things we learn. Maybe some more things we have learned, but this is the main core concepts what we have learned in this particular training, right, in last 2 days. So let's do start with the first topic for today. Before I'll jump to the first topic.
émetteur, pardon, voilà, ajouter, ajouter, composant, start, the best comment service. I have started my time please. Voy dans mon découvrir bon continue, continue. Nella video, uh, Et finish. Félicitations. Bon, d'abord, view your site work. شوفوا شوف اللي بعدين هادشي يعني هادشي مزيان بون كنمشيو لهاد البيرسوناليتي البيرسوناليتي هي اللي فيها الميني ديال السيت ولونطيط ديالو باش تبدلو ميني إلى هاد السمية يعني تبدل هذا شي دير على حسابك واحد دير تما بما أننا غادي نبيعو حنا كنبيعو تليفونات باش هذا غادي نديرو اورديناتور اوكي غادي نديرو هنا امبريمونت نديرو هنا بيسي تليفون سمارت اي ايفون نزيدو انيمون نزيدو شي انيمون نزيدو اورديناتور امبريمونت اكسسوار ملتي ميديا سيرفور هذا فين لا نديرو لي سيرفور اوكي باج على إن باج هادي كتشيلو. بون وهنا نزيدو الباج عندنا البيسي بيرو يعني بيسي بيرو يعني بيسي بيرو كاين البيسي شنو كاين عندنا كاين لي سيرفور ونديرو كاين لي سيرفور عندنا نديرو عندنا سيرفيس يحس بما أن هادو غادي نديروهم داخل بهذا سو ميني هذا سو ميني سو ميني سيدي عندنا لي زامبريمونت هما نديرو ليهم لي زامبريمونت أسيدي كاين لازير إمبريمونت لازير هاك لازير وماستر ملتي فونكسيون ملتي فونكسيوني أسيدي كاينة لازير باوش فونكسيون كيف بيمون تاعنا سوبيلي الله الحمد لله سمارت فون نسيتي لي سمارت فون غادي نديرو ليهم سمارت فون كاينين سمارت فون المهم هنا كاين USB le disque dur SSD le disque dur HDD etc. من بعد كتزيد كل ما زدتي كتبدا تزيد. المهم هو الفكرة توصل لذاك. نبداو نقادو دابا الباج. دابا هنا نديرو اوكي. شنو غادي تبان لي تيبانو لي هادو quick meaning about story contact second meaning limiter okay 26 le P P لا من تحت أنطيت هنا لوغو ديالنا نديرو غير لوغو ندير واحد لوغو
So, all right, guys. Very good morning. Good morning. So, welcome you again in this expertise training on the container, right? And if I say container, normally the standard tool for the container technology is the Docker, right? So, welcome you guys again in this training, and we are. Have taken some initiative under the IIC community with the name called Rise, and this is the first edition that's called Rise 1.0, right? And we are doing lots of free of cost training to groom uh, the engineering student plus some of the technology for the professionals, right? So they can leverage these things in the right way to solve your use cases in the industry, right? So one of the tool that we picked to train you guys from very basics to zero, from zero to almost all the expertise level, whatever the features they are available and they have from till that advanced one, right? And that is not only my motto. My motto is very clear. If you know the internals and how the thing has been constructed,
You just want to compete with the
my
NFL
goal is to
draft
pick
tonight.
you
That's all. To
guys
see if you can get more
and
views than the NFL draft.
slowly
So
move
it's going to be very interesting to see if the internet can handle this tonight, because billions of people watching that thing.
So that
Very
is
interesting
the
to see
whole
what
and soul
happens.
motto.
Yeah, I
So
mean,
let's jump directly with the Docker. So I have lots of plan
no,
today.
no, I don't think so.
Maybe today lecture might go a little bit longer, right?
Yeah, we're live
Typically,
now.
the duration per
All right,
day,
so okay,
that's on weekend we
we
do,
are live right now
would
today
be from
on
3 hour to 4 hour.
YouTube as well with some
Maybe
friends today.
there would be chances
our
because
friends
there
that
are
join
lots
us
of things I
regularly.
have
And today we're going to be
planned
talking about
as a
imaging
today
and
agenda
some of the
to
like single type of
complete. So
imaging,
it might
more of a
go a
network type
little
of
bit
imaging.
longer.
There are different type of
So
way
if
we
go
do
if
things
it's go a little
in
bit
corporate
longer,
world and the
then
business
we
world.
might
And
do
we're going to talk about some of the
break in
realistic
between.
examples and
Right.
talk
Let's see
more about this
how the thing
area,
flow. Right.
because
So
it is
I
a
have
very
lots of
important
plan
skill and
today.
people
Hello
I
everyone,
don't want to
and
further
when you
invest
go to
welcome
on
interviews,
discussing
to the
even though
second
when you go for
workshop
entry level
the
interviews,
topics
called
that
by
we're
we are
going to be
going to
doing this
discuss
this time. We're going to
today.
be
and
But
actually
this
going
this
back
is
and
the
workshop
forth with
is
first
some of the
topic that
Kubernetes
we are
people
101.
that
going to
are
pick.
joining today, because we have
My name
some
is
But
Sam
one of
people that
the
are
Bharat,
actually
important one,
and I'm a
I
in
CNCF
believe that is
IT,
ambassador
very
like
working
interesting
Chef
and
as a
very
Tech
director
important
and
of
because
system
Steven
evangelism
and
at
Vibhav
very
Seago,
joining
rare
soon,
I've
and
building
seen,
the
we
next
have
gen
some
cloud
right,
members that are going
platform
to come
on this
Seago
also
planet
is a cloud
those
hosting
who
company
already know Docker a
so,
lot,
that
and I
has
also
its
right?
want
own
to
They
managed
welcome
don't
Kubernetes
know
the
offering
YouTube
based on
community in the
KTS.
chat
why
area.
And
Docker
So
is fast,
definitely
right?
ask your
yeah,
Why
I'm
in
questions, and
one
we
very
will be
second
excited
or
for
happy
this
one
to
minute
particular
answer
to
workshop.
your
complete
questions.
or
I'm
something
going to
long,
Now,
deliver
while I
it.
right?
do
So
that,
very
So
rarely even the
just
this
one
will
senior
be
second
software
here. So
interesting,
when
expertise
I
in
and
the
pull up
market
this
I
who
information,
love the
say they
and then
enthusiasm
know
we're
people
going
in
to
the
Docker,
start
chat.
but
sharing the
So
if they
screen. Till
ask you,
then,
if
all
you
the
ask
people who are
this
in the
just
question
chat, thank you so so much
warming
for
up a little
joining
bit
in, and
those
and
make
guys,
sure
that
to
why
share the
and
stream
then
now
Docker are
questions
super
people
so you
fast,
can
ask.
copy the
Just
right?
link
What
and
is the
share it
core
all
behind?
across your
that
social
stuff.
media
So
so
they
that
have the
maximum
answer,
people can
but
take benefit.
I don't
While
Now,
see
I
since you have
am
the
joined,
fixing
right
this thing
or
and
the
I'm covering
relevance
and
or whatever
bringing
just
up
they
some
are
of
be
the stuff
saying,
there
right here,
right?
for the
So
next
I
Skeptic,
have
maybe
a
do you want to
part.
detailed
announce that?
description,
And whether you
Do you
are
want to say
doing
detailed
today?
Kubernetes, whether
understanding
you are
Sure.
rising
Yeah. So I'm going to be
Kubernetes,
that I
going
just
show
be
live
you,
there.
at 3
Just
p.m.
to
hold
Eastern
on
go
time,
for a few
inside
and
the
I
minutes,
am going
Docker,
to be
and I
inside our
going
promise
operating
you that you'll
system,
to
learn
and to
something.
show you, right,
And
Exchange,
it'll
why
be
Docker
fun,
basically. So I'm
exciting,
going to
are
hands
go
on.
over Exchange.
fast,
A lot
right?
So I'm
of
going to go
So
over
this is
like
one of the
training
great
I have a
topic I
VM
would
with
like to
services
lots of
discuss
stuff to
associated,
today,
share. Just
and
hang in
and it
there.
and
has
you will be very
Exchange on it
surprised
as
And
well, an
because
on-site premise. So basically, it's
Twice fast, you're going to learn some
Few
more
things
new
first,
concepts about
make sure
your operating system,
be
especially the Linux
respectful to
operating
each other in
system.
the chat. We
So
are
we'll
all
discuss
here to
today. This is one
learn
of the things
and not to
I
comment or
will
do any stuff.
explain
So that
with some
chat is
hands-on
moderated
practical
by
tips.
Simplified
So what I'm
ambassadors.
doing again, I'm launching my
And
operating
they will
system.
be moderating the complete chat.
Okay,
They'll also be
so we
available
use
for
base operating system
the
as
Q&A.
Script, I
Red
We'll
Hat,
try to
moderator,
help
and
and
on the
also
top of
Shadi
Red
people
Hat,
moderator.
you can
make sure to join
we
the
have
Discord.
installed Docker, and
They'll
it
be
was
just
working
Zoom
very
section
fine.
right now.
So till the time
So
my
make sure
old
to join the
setup
Let me share my
Cube
screen right
gap
here,
because
and we're gonna
there
we
you have a
into
workshop
have
started.
done in the last
And
two
in that,
sessions
so basically in
completed
YouTube chat, you won't be able to
successfully.
post
So
screenshots,
we
links, all that
has
stuff.
discussed
But
very
in
basic
Cube
code
Discord,
about
you can
the
post your
Docker.
queries,
Even
your
though whatever we
concerns,
discussed,
what is
it
working,
was
what is not working,
absolutely
and our ambassadors will make sure that your
practical
query
or
is getting
absolutely
answered. So I think
hands-on we
that's a
have
very
done.
good way.
But
I think
idea is
last
pretty
workshop it
simple.
worked really well. This workshop
From
also
the
should work
Docker,
really well. So
as a
cubesimplify.com/discord.
tool, it is
Make
a
sure to join the
software,
workshops
right?
All right,
channel
so can you all
and
confirm that
anything
can
you
create
know that's not
or
working your site.
launch operating.
I'm sure emitter. Well, الإيميتر هو اللي كيبدل لنا لي باج كنقادو بيه. نوديفيو هادي ناخدو شي بانر الله الله qualité. أنا كنفوت موديفي برودوي موديفيكاسيون دو برودوي déplacer le produit sur les produits. Ajouter le produit avec. On va importer maintenant. Importer exporter. Un fichier qui exporte avec. بون رجعو شوفوا لي باج اللي عندنا هذا كاين. أنا خاصنا لي باج كاينين هادو وكاينين هادو. كاين هاد لي باج ديال تشيك كارت والباج هادي لي كارت. شوفوا دابا غيبقى لي كارت ترجم فاليداسيون. المهم وحنا كرينا واحد السيت ويب قبل. فوالا وهادشي هو اللي نديرو تما. باج أكيد باج أكيد. سيدي شي حاجة غادي تبدل شي حاجة غادي نعيطها لي كونتاكت ديالنا باجهم اوكي نو نديرو واخا سيدي دابا غنمشيو للسيت ديالنا اوكي هادي بيرسونالي سيدي بيرسوناليتي كيما قلنا غنمشيو ميني من لي كونتاكت نزيدو سكولار ماليمي نو نو واتساب بون اليمين كدير اليمين اليمين ديالك تليفون كدير لي تليفون ديالك بيبليك ديما بيبليك لي كونت لي كونت ديالك شو menu principal ايوا الله كنا لهنا ونمشيو في أو هنا j'ai compris. والسلام عليكم. نعمل لنا موعد آخر إن شاء الله نكملوا